A very good morning to our lecturers. We are from Group 3. We'll be representing our research case study which focus on contemporary issue in Asian architecture. For the next step, myself will give a short introduction of the place. So, Jalan Sultan is a narrow street that connecting Kuala Lumpur's downtown to Petaling Road. The street is packed with customs, old buildings, and heirs to the history of the Chinese community. Jalan Sultan is a popular destination for both locals and visitors, boasting a varied selection of stores, restaurants, and historical sites. For anyone looking for a unique fusion of history, culture, gastronomic treats in the center of Malaysia's capital city, this location is a must visit. Then the next slide, which is showing the abstract, will be given to my groupmate Joy.
Thank you, Sharon, for the introduction. Now I will move on to the abstract and methodology. The purpose of conducting this research is to approach for preserving cultural heritage amid urban development in Jalan Sultan. The balancing heritage and modernization has become a popular technique for decades-old buildings in recent times, especially for cultural areas like those in Jalan Sultan, Kuala Lumpur. The techniques typically preserve the building's architectural facade while making small adjustments to better meet modern societal demands. Information obtained for this research was conducted through online research in case studies and academic research to provide new information, such as going through journal articles and websites. A site visit was also done physically through analyzing possibilities for development, assessing conditions, and tracking the information of the project. Jalan Sultan is located in Kuala Lumpur, Chinatown, an area that has seen a loss of cultural identity, threat to historical buildings, and challenges for local businesses and residents, such as increasing rents and property values. Jalan Sultan, despite being in a central and part of the city, however, it is hard to avoid traffic and congestion, necessitating thoughtful urban planning and sustainable development practices moving forward. To gather comprehensive data for this study, we employed three primary methods: site visits, academic research, and case studies. We conducted several site visits to analyze the possibilities for development, assess current conditions, and check relevant information about the projects in this area. Extensive academic research was performed to expand our understanding and support the theoretical and practical aspects of our studies. This included reviewing existing literature on urban development and heritage conservation. Lastly, we looked at various case studies to present an in-depth investigation of specific examples. This helped us produce new knowledge, expand our understanding, and benefit the field of study as a whole.
Thank you, Joey. Now we stick on our problem statement. Balancing heritage and modernization is crucial in urban development, and Jalan Sultan is no exception. One of the main challenges is the threat to historical buildings. As development progresses, there's a risk that these heritage structures might be neglected or demolished to make way for new constructions. This not only erases physical structures, but also the tangible connection to the past that these buildings represent. Historical buildings often embody unique architectural style, craftsmanship, and cultural narrative that one lost cannot be replaced. Another significant challenge is the loss of cultural identity. With modernization, there is a danger that the unique cultural and historical aspects of Chinatown might be overshadowed or lost altogether. This area is not just a collection of buildings but a living cultural landscape where traditions, languages, and community practice are maintained. Modern development often brings in a more homogeneous global culture that can dilute or even replace local custom and way of life. The influence of new, often wealthy residents and businesses can also lead to cultural gentrification, where the original character and spirits of the neighborhood are fundamentally altered. Last, local businesses and residents face numerous challenges. The development projects might lead to increased living costs, displacement, or change in the local economy, which can be difficult for the community to adapt to. Small family-owned businesses that have operated in the area for generations might find it difficult to compete with larger, more modern enterprises that cater to a different demographic. Rising property values and rents can force long-term residents and businesses to relocate, bringing up established social networks, and eroding the community fabric. This displacement can lead to a loss of local knowledge, traditions, and a sense of belonging among residents. That's all from me. Now I pass it to Kalam for the framework. Thank you.
Thank you, Jai. Now I'll be introducing our conceptual framework for preserving cultural heritage amid urban development in Jalan Sultan. After our discussion and some research, we decided to investigate how Jalan Sultan could balance heritage and modernization. We identified three main issues: the threat to historical buildings, the loss of cultural identity, and challenges for local businesses and residents, like what Jai have mentioned just now. Firstly, threat to historical building. Urban development often prioritizes new construction over the conservation of existing architectural heritage. To address this, we propose strengthening legal protections and establishing dedicated oversight bodies to ensure that the historically significant buildings are preserved. Secondly, loss of cultural identity. Commercial interests tend to overweight community needs, gradually eroding the cultural identity of the area. Businesses often cater more to tourists than to preserving local traditions and customs. To combat this, we suggest enforcing zoning regulation to protect spaces, community, and cultural activities, and create heritage trails with interpretive signage to educate visitors about the historical and cultural significance of Jalan Sultan. Thirdly, challenges for local businesses and residents. Increasing rents and properties value pose threats to sustainability of long-standing local businesses. This increased commercial activity could change the neighborhood's character, leading to the displacement of residents. To mitigate these challenges, we recommend providing financial and technical support to local businesses, implementing affordable rent policies, and establish preservation policies that prioritize culture and historical identity in urban planning decisions. In summary, our conceptual framework focuses on preserving cultural heritage, balancing heritage and modernization, and support local enterprises. By addressing this key issue with targeted solution, like I mentioned just now, we believe Jalan Sultan can successfully navigate the challenges of urban development while preserving its rich cultural heritage. So thank you. I will pass it to Nonoko for the research question parts.
We examined how prioritizing urban development over preserving historic buildings impact cultural identity and social values. Economic growth inevitably changes historic buildings and cultural icons, including Jalan Sultan, which has modernized significantly. One key example is the Jangkon Dramatic Association, a theater built in 1920. Initially, it was a vibrant cultural hub for local Chinese community, hosting Peking opera and choral music performances. This event preserved cultural identity and fostered community cohesion. However, recent years have seen changes. Firstly, the building's purpose shifted from a theater to a community hall for activities like badminton, reflecting changing community interest. The upper right graph shows a decline in cultural activity users and an increase in sports activity users from 2010 to 2023, highlighting this shift. Secondly, urban development, particularly the construction of the MRT in the Jalan Sultan area, threatened many historical buildings. Though the Jangkon Dramatic Association building was preserved, its use had to adapt. The second graph shows a decline in monthly performances from 2014 to 2023, emphasizing the need for historic building to meet new community needs while preserving cultural essence. In summary, prioritizing urban development can undermine cultural identity and social values, as history buildings are often forced to change. I will pass it to Im for the next research question.
Hi, I'm Jinxi. I'm going to talk about question number 2. It's not the push of commercial interests over community needs, causing a loss of cultural identity by obscuring and eroding local traditions and heritage values. The redevelopment of heritage buildings to attract more tourists has given Jalan Sultan a more modern character, diminishing its historical and architectural significance as well as its unique visual and cultural identity. As we can see from the slide, the first photo shows the building located at the Jalan Sultan. There are still many heritage buildings on Jalan Sultan, but unlike the second photo, the photo was taken from someone at Jalan Sultan Street. Therefore, you can see the difference between these two photos. As such, we find REXKL to be a prime example of this trend. Here's the before and after photo of the REXKL. REXKL originally a popular cinema in 1914s, which is located at the intersections of Jalan Sultan. A group of creative entrepreneurs led by Sing Sang and Sing Chang transformed REXKL, replacing much of the interior and transforming the interior into a multi-purpose space for events, workshop, cafe, and store. The reason why we want to preserve the heritage building in Jalan Sultan, first, it is because heritage buildings help to maintain a sense of identity and continuity, linking present and future generations to the past. Second, these buildings often have historical importance, representing architectural styles, construction methods, and the way of life from early times. Third, it can be preserving that maintains the visual and architectural diversity of urban landscape. Fourth, it also can foster a sense of pride and belonging within the community. Last but not least, heritage buildings can inspire modern architects and designers by providing lessons in traditional buildings techniques, materials, and aesthetic that can be incorporated into modern design. Now, I will pass this to Ying to continue the research question number 3.
Now we continue to explore the significant impact large commercial enterprises have the revenue and customer base of small traditional business. We will examine this through 2 case studies, Kong Fook Wing and the Yan Keng Benevolent Dramatic Association. Kong Fook Wing is a renowned tailor shop on Jalan Sultan, specializing in custom-made suits and dresses. Despite its prestigious history and favor from royalty, it faces challenges such as increased competition, difficulty in finding successors, and modern tailoring shops attracting younger generations. To combat these challenges, Kong Fook Wing can leverage its high-quality products, rich history, and personalized service to attract niche markets and retain loyal customers. Next, we have the Yan Keng Benevolent Dramatic Association, known for its traditional Chinese opera performances. Similar to Kong Fook Wing, Yan Keng faces challenges due to the proliferation of modern entertainment, drawing younger audiences away, and the dominance of large companies with vast resources. To address these challenges, Yan Keng can emphasize promoting the unique and rich cultural experience of traditional Chinese opera, offering intimate and engaging performances, and building strong ties with the community. These efforts can help Yan Keng appeal to niche markets and maintain a loyal following. In conclusion, large commercial enterprises significantly impact small traditional businesses like Kong Fook Wing and Yan Keng. However, by leveraging their unique offerings and cultural heritage, these businesses can retain loyal customers and attract niche markets, ensuring their relevance in a changing market landscape.
Maintaining the identity of Jalan Sultan requires a balance between urban progress and heritage conservation. Although advancements have enhanced infrastructure and tourism, they pose a risk to the preservation of sites and traditional practices. It is crucial to implement planning strategies like the Kuala Lumpur Structure Plan 2040 to ensure that new developments blend seamlessly with the area's heritage. By prioritizing the community's interests over gains, we can safeguard Jalan Sultan's cultural and social significance amidst the constant changes brought about by urbanization. Okay, that is all from us. Thank you.